Hey guys, Dragon2000 here with my Swordsoul deck profile. So I've been playing a lot of Swordsoul on Master recently, and I thought, why not take this deck back to locals? We're in a tier only format, and I thought the deck wouldn't be playable, but surprisingly it turned out a lot better than I thought. Bestials plus the Swordsoul cards are actually kind of good. They have like some synergy, which is why I was able to do so well, I felt. I went X-1 in locals today, losing to this runic stun deck. I made a misplay which kind of cost me the game, but otherwise I think the deck performed really well. My matchups were Naturia Ishizu, I think that's the deck. Nothing really notable about that match. I won the dice roll and they couldn't really put out big bodies. Game 2, match 2 I versed against tier limits. Game 3 he bricked and I was able to just seal the deal there. He had the D barrier, but it wasn't enough because it only paused my game for one turn and then I just kept playing afterwards. Game 3 I was versing the mirror match actually, which was interesting. However, I just drew better, honestly, and there wasn't much they could do, so it was a pretty easy dub there. And then for the last match, it was the Runic Stun deck. It was not much I can do there. I did misplay game 3, which kind of cost me the thing, but overall I think the deck performed really well. I expected to go a lot worse because I hadn't played the deck. I've only been playing the deck on Master, as I said, but otherwise I think the deck performed really well. And yeah, I'll just get straight into profile. So to start off with, we played 3 Moyi, 2 Taya, 3 Long One, 3 Cleisure, 3 Emergence, and 1 Blackout for the Swordsoul package. I mean, this is like pretty standard stuff. Your Swordsouls are like the main part of the engine. They help make a board and help set up interruptions and gain advantage. I decided to max out on everything but Taya and obviously not Blackout, because I felt like you want to be drawing Moyi, you want to be drawing away to Moyi because it's the best way to Moyi is literally like one of the best cards in the game. Like it gets you a Synchro 8, it draws you a card, it's just free advantage all around. Obviously everything else is pretty self-explanatory, and then the Cleisure is just more ways to Moyi or the Taya depending on what you need. That's it for the Swordsoul package. We then play, I think a pretty big 10E package. We play 3 Ashina, 3 Vishuddha, 3 Adaram, and then for the flex stuff, I do 3 Heavenly Dragon Circle and then 1 Shatana. Like these you can easily just cut these in the Shatana to put in just Vessel, but I prefer the Heavenly Dragon Circle to dodge stuff like Vela, Impam, and then you can dodge Sulliak as well, which is pretty good. You can go either or. It depends really what you want to do with the deck. If we get back into a Nib heavy format, which the next watch post Hyper Nova we will be, you might want to just swap these out for Vessels, because you can then at least play around Nib by doing the Ashina, Ashina and any other 10E name line, or Ashina plus Vessel, or Vessel plus any 10E, because that way you can actually play around Nib by doing the Chaofeng line, which helps secure your plays and helps with not losing out to Nib, which is kind of like a problem with this deck, because sometimes you want to agree to draw 2, but you can't do it because you're worried about Nib, so you have to go for Barone, and that's kind of problematic sometimes. Not all the time, but it is a thing. So that's why you have maybe switching to Vessels would be useful. But at the moment, I think Heavenly Dragon Circle is correct during this format. But again, you have to see how the format goes, and then you have to adjust accordingly. Now, for the going second cards, we play a few. We play 3 Imperm as generic ones, and then because we're again tier's the best deck, we play the Bestials. We play 3 Magnamut, 3 Jerusalem, and 1 Saraniel. So I don't actually have as big of a going second lineup as I wanted to be. I swapped them out last minute for the Heavenly Dragon Circle package. However, the Bestials work really well with the deck. If you special summon Cleisure and you already have a Bestial on the field, you can make a Synchro 10. You can also go for the line where you go Chi Xiao banish Blackout from deck to summon another token, and then you can get 3 Synchro 10s, because then you can have the Druid Swarm or the Magnamut summon Synchro 10 with the first token that you get off Blackout. Have your Synchro 8 from the first Moyi summon or something, and you also have the Long One Synchro, so which is pretty good. You can also do stuff where you can go special summon Ardara, then use the Bestial to banish something in their graveyard, then Synchro 7 to Yazi into a Yazi line, which is also pretty interesting. Actually came up and helped me win one of the games, so there's definitely some synergy there with the Bestials, but again, it does kind of conflict with your tennies, and which is why I think you should actually be running dark. I'm not personally on dark, but after today, I was like, my Swordsoul player bus actually convinced me to play the dark stuff. So yeah, something to consider and worth like mentioning. And then for the last 2 cards, we played 2 Desires, because drawing 2 is just nice. You don't really care what you banish off this stuff. It's like, if you banish Blackout, sure, whatever, you won't get to end on Blackout, but if you're versing T, you don't really want to end on Blackout regardless. You want to have like enough follow-up for the next turn. So that's it for the main deck. Onto the extra deck, I play 3 Monk. Again, you can play 2 if you want. I'm a firm believer that you need to be on 3, because you go into a grind game, your tennies become really strong, and you want to be able to go for them every single time. We play the 1 Shaman, yeah, so like, this is again, self-explanatory. If you have a bit of a brick hand, or if you have a weird hand, you can use Shaman to just reborn any synchro, or reborn thing to go into like a trick of a circle or something like that. Again, it's just like generic stuff. You don't really, there's not much to know about like the Shaman, the tenny package there. We also played the 1 Draco Berserker, the 2 Chi Shells, and the 2 Baxias, and the 1 Yazi for like the Synchro 8s, Synchro 7s. So again, this is pretty all self-explanatory. Draco Berserker for another interruption also helps play around Tekken Collector, even though that's not really in the format anymore. But it also helps play around some of the tier names if you can set this up using your tennies first. You then also have the Chi, I mean, it's a Searcher, it's a Negate, it's everything that you want in the Synchro 8. You have the 2 Baxias and the Yazi, the best cards ever to exist. Like, they help you break boards so easily. You just shuffle back to pop some emoji, then go into a shuffle 2, or some entire shuffle 2. Like, this card is absolutely insane. Both of them are insane. Not much to actually know about these either. Like, it's just this plain old stuff. Then for the Synchro 10s, we played the 3, the Holy Trinity, as you could say. The Evil Long One, Cheng Ying, and Baron. Again, this is pretty self-explanatory. Baron's Negate, Cheng Ying just banishes everything. Best card, like, this card is insane. I'm considering playing 2 of this actually, just because the other 2 cards I'm playing in my extra deck aren't really that great. And then yeah, Evil Long One, again, pretty self-explanatory, crazy card. It draws 2 and helps banishes. Like, if you're versing the Runic deck, you can just banish like their field spell every turn, which is pretty nice. Helps deal with floodgate decks. Other than that, nothing else to really note about these guys. They're just, again, pretty self-explanatory why you play them. And then for the 2 flex spots, I'm playing Psychic and Punisher and Chowfang. You probably actually don't need to play Chowfang in this format. You can probably play it like Dark or some other link in the extra deck. Same with Psychic and Punisher. These 2 aren't really necessary right now during this format. I just played whatever I had at the time, but I'm thinking of switching this out for Dark or something, just because you don't see them in this format right now, and there's no really point of playing this. Other than that, there's nothing else really to know about the extra deck. I think it's all pretty self-explanatory, generic stuff. Onto the side, we have our 2 tokens because you need them. We have 2 Triple Tactics, 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Concealing Light. These are just like the power spells of the deck. You put these in if you're versing anything that isn't tier. You put these in if you're versing anything realistically. Like, these are just so generic and really good. Talents you put in going first. Lightning Storm you can put against like a back row deck, or if you're versing a deck that ends in a lot of bodies, then you can just clear it out quickly. Concealing Light is really good this format. It's like Book of Moon, but just so much better. It helps out the tier board like extremely easily. I would probably play this over Dark Ruler, honestly. This card is just really good. Get your copies now. Like, it's gonna be insane for like the next couple of formats. We then play Gamma and the Driver, just because it's a generic hand trap, and I wanted something for more rogue matchups. Like, if I verse Flunder, I don't want to just end up hard losing to Barrier Satchel or Empin. They can play around it, but most of the players don't actually know how to play the game, so they misplay it quite a lot. And then finally, 3 Rivalry. Floodgate is very good. You can draw 2 cards after thinning your deck. There's not much to say about this, just absolutely shits on tier. Like, there's no reason not to play this card on your side. It does not affect you at all. Like, if you have Baron, then it kind of affects you, but like, just don't end on Baron. Then if you treat this card. Other than that, there's not much else to note. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe.